Okay. I actually just posted my first Caroline video, like literally 30 minutes ago. I do a lot of challenges on my channel, specifically lots of different fitness challenges. There has never been more comments for a single program, a single person, than there were for Caroline Girvan. At the end of 2020, she created her very first FAQS program, which is a weight-based program that is supposed to challenge the living heck out of you. And it doesn't help that she's so stinking ripped. God, that's cool. I'm so stinking sore. But I really wanna see this program through, and I really wanna be able to give you my honest feedback from day 1 to day 50. So I'm starting fresh on week 2, and I am absolutely embarrassed to admit, I really didn't know there was a proper calendar to follow for the Epic program. Sounds like it would make sense, you know, but Taylor wasn't using the noggin. It looks like you're doing about 5 workouts per week, which is awesome. We love a 2-day rest day period. That means because there's 50 different workout videos, it's actually a 10-week program. Woo! The amount of content, the amount of consistency, all about the rest. Yes, yes, yes. Do. I'm gonna fire myself. Today's the first workout back, and by back I mean I never stopped. Pretty scared for this one. We're doing arm day, but mainly compound movements. How rude! And by rude, I mean hard. Caroline talks about how there are a lot of different YouTube videos that do no repeat workouts, but especially when you're doing strength training, it's actually extremely important to do repeat workouts. You can't just do 12 reps of one exercise, move on to the next, and expect those 12 reps to have built you this incredible amount of strength. It could, I guess, but truly the repetition and the repeat of the same exercise again and again and again is super, super important. So I love that she mentioned that. Her workouts usually range anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour or so. And really depending on their difficulty, Taylor might have good days and Taylor might have bad days. I chose to include a lot of footage of me pretty much failing, if I'm being quite honest, just to show you that it's not all glitz and glam, and oftentimes I'm not as good as she is. In fact, all of the time. But that's all right, because we're out here trying to progress, trying to better ourselves, out here for Strong Girl Summer. And if you stay tuned, I really feel like I did make a lot of good progress from the beginning to the end, but that's a spoiler alert. I started this challenge, I wanna say sometime around the beginning of March, end of February-ish time. Honestly, March was just a really hard, really busy month for me, kind of April as well. So I ended up having to take a 2-week break in the middle of this program. I know I had to take one break to work on my Kate Taylor video, so I had to pause doing the workouts then. Then I kind of like took a break for myself because I was just feeling very overwhelmed, so I wasn't doing mini workouts. And I know that kind of does impact my results overall, but I'm very determined to at least do this from beginning to end. Honestly, to me, this is just not that big of a deal because this is life, you know? Sometimes we just can't always prioritize a workout or following a program, and that's okay, that's life, it happens. I'm actually kind of glad in a weird introspective way that this happened because I can tell you all that this is realistic, this happens to me, and I'm not just some perfect person on the internet who does a program 10 weeks perfectly in a row and has incredible overnight results. Also, my life is going to carry on after the 10th week of this program. I still have to know how to operate, how to work out for my body on week 11, week 12, etc. And for me personally, I'm going to have multiple weeks in my life where things just get too hectic, I'm feeling stressed, my body needs a break, etc. So I'm going to need time off. And that's perfectly fine. But this is just kind of your reminder that if things get a little bit hectic in your schedule and if you fall off the bandwagon for a little bit, don't worry about it. It's totally fine. Life is not a 10-week program. Just saying. Newsflash! Big huge plot twist. Also, for some helpful context, these were some of the other workouts that I did during this 10-week window because like I said, I did have to take some time off. I wasn't always able to sit in my living room and do an hour-long video. Sometimes I only had 20 minutes. I'd go for a quick run or I'd pop over to the gym just because I wanted to get in some heavy lifting. I didn't do that all too often, but if I didn't tell you this, and that's not exactly helpful in regards to painting a bigger picture for how I got my results. Of course, you all know that I usually go on a daily walk, sometimes once, sometimes twice a day. Hey, on a walk right now. This is usually what I normally do on my days off or like my active rest days when I'm not doing the Caroline workouts. You all know I am an outdoor walking, I don't want to say queen because I didn't invent it, but you know I love the game. Nothing too crazy, just a fun little walk, fun little way to get outside. I can't even see the camera. Is it horrible quality? Probably. But just make sure that you're incorporating rest days into your routine, actual rest or walks, whatever you want. But honestly, I usually take anywhere between 2 to 3, sometimes even 4 rest days per week. I'm just about to start a Caroline workout right now, and I was really thinking about it. The last few sessions, I've been really feeling myself get so much stronger, particularly with my dumbbells. And I think the highest set of dumbbells I have at my house is 12 pounds each. But it is cool just to think back on the first week when I was using, I think around 8 pounds, sometimes 10. And now I'm feeling like 12 pounds is great, but it could be better. And that's really cool. As I mentioned in that debunking fitness myths video that I did in collaboration with other CPTs, not other CPTs, soon to be. I'm definitely getting stronger, but the workouts are continually getting harder themselves. So I'm gaining strength, I'm having better endurance to get through the workouts, but they're still kicking my butt. And that doesn't mean I'm at the same spot that I was at when I first started the program. It means it's probably progressively overloaded, and your girl's getting stronger. Woo! This is usually my little setup. I'll have the TV on. Usually I'm watching YouTube or something. Sometimes I mute Caroline, sometimes I listen to it. Really just depends on my mood, my energy level. And if I'm filming, I put the camera on top of the table, and otherwise I just have the laptop here kind of propped up for me, and then I'm working out right here. The hardest workouts for me are, of course, always the HIITs. I just did the HIIT workout, which I've been kind of avoiding all day long, but particularly the EMOMs. Every time I see an EMOM, I always think, oh yeah, EMOMs, fairly easy, capable, I can do it, no problem. Every time I'm doing the EMOMs, completely different story. Then you do a HIIT EMOM and Taylor's done for. If you are very, very new to using weights, or if you're very new to this structure of programming, challenges, HIIT workouts, dumbbells, etc., Caroline gives you such helpful tips, especially at the very beginning, and she's always giving you cues. She's really advanced her program from the first videos I ever watched to the end of Epic even, or with Epic 2. Epic HIIT I've also heard is fantastic. So I love that she's constantly progressing and she's constantly changing and evolving her videos to cater her audience best. But I really do think it is so admirable to continually listen to your audience, get feedback, and adapt on behalf of what your audience wants. I think that's so cool. I love that Caroline just feels very in tune with her community. It's very, very transparent, and I love that. If you have never been introduced to this style of workout before, I might even recommend not doing Epic 1, if that even makes sense, and honestly skipping Epic 1 and going to Epic 2. Yes, it's going to be a little bit more intensive, but I think the formatting is probably going to cater to you a lot better. I would first and foremost start with probably her beginner guides, her beginner videos, and see how you like that first. But honestly, I really think that because of the way it's structured, you're probably going to like that a little bit better than Epic 1. She's really upped her cues and her helpful tips in her further programs that I honestly think that going to Epic 2 might even be better for a beginner level. But also, just with all of her guides, her challenges, her programs in general, I really think it's a great introduction to feeling more comfortable using weights in your programming if you've never tried it before. Sometimes it can feel really intimidating, even just going to an open gym, seeing free weights, not knowing how to approach them. I love videos like this, influencers like this who make it very, very approachable, and honestly, so much less intimidating doing it in the comfort of your home. That's probably one of my favorite things about Caroline to begin with. Caroline starts her videos off by giving you a bit of instruction, kind of warning you about what the video is going to entail, and then jumps right into it and is doing all of the exercises alongside you. Of course, as I say that, my computer decides to freeze and not show her actually moving alongside me. But I promise it's extremely helpful and I never feel alone. And she takes breaks and she rests, just like I do. It's very comforting. Caroline loves her push-ups and Taylor doesn't. So she's always pushing me in a good way, but a hard way. These workouts, I swear, I am just chugging chugging my water. If I'm struggling to get in my gallon of water a day, because that is something I actually do on a consistent basis, getting in my workouts or just obviously moving more makes me want to be more hydrated. So whenever I'm working out, I honestly feel like I usually get a good chunk of my first fill up done for the day. So if you're struggling to get in some water, bring your water along. Don't forget to hydrate yourself, properly hydrate yourself. It's a great thing. But also, of course, remember, don't drink a gallon of water if you can't or you don't want to, please. Please. You all know for these videos, these challenges, I love to also give you a glimpse into what I'm eating during these types of workouts, which is a perfect segue into today's sponsor, which is Green Chef. Now, you all already know, in this household, we love Green Chef. Green Chef is a USDA certified organic company with dishes for a variety of lifestyles, including vegan, vegetarian, paleo, and keto. Green Chef offers 9 different recipes to choose from weekly within every meal plan. This week, Keith and I went with the plant-powered meal kit, which we are absolutely loving because we wanted more plant-based options and recipes incorporated into our routine. Not only is the plant-powered meal kit just absolutely delicious, but it's also great for the planet and great for you because eating plant-based decreases the possibility of high blood pressure and boosts your immune system. And of course, Green Chef is the most sustainable meal kit, offsetting 100% of its direct carbon emissions and plastic packaging in every box. You know the deal. If you'd like to try Green Chef for yourself, you can go to greenchef.us/90taylor and use code 90taylor to get $90 off, including free shipping on your first box. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much to Green Chef for sponsoring today's video. Fabulous, fabulous meal service. We love it so stinking much, and I hope that you check out their information in my description box below. I realized these are maybe my favorite type of workouts just because I absolutely never do them. They're definitely outside my comfort zone, but it's such a fun skill to practice and perfect, and I'm clearly not good at it, but it's, I don't know, sometimes just switching up your routine is cool, and it just kind of amplifies that idea of movement because it's fun, movement because you enjoy it, and truly it's just a good test of my balance, my skills. So much fun. So much fun. I definitely don't have many downsides to note. The only thing that you should be aware of is that her programs obviously do include weights. This was a big problem for me, especially at the very start of the pandemic. It was very hard to come by weights. It's still very hard to come by weights, and also they're expensive. She does do a great job of always offering alternatives, even just suggesting that you use water bottles. I even used wine bottles at a certain point if I was very careful. Or if there's moments when you have to use a bench, I will often use a chair. I'll use the side of my couch, or instead of a foam block, I use a puzzle or a book. So it's definitely easy to get around, but if you're looking for a program that does not involve weights, I'd look at some of her other options. I can't stop laughing at that pose. I'm just offering serious advice and then that pops up on the screen. You all don't need me to tell you that Caroline is simply amazing. First and foremost, congratulations to her on hitting 1 million subscribers on YouTube. That is absolutely wild. She 1000% deserves it. I think her programs are amazing. And like I always say, I applaud anybody who creates this amount and this level of free content on the internet for all of us to consume. It is hard enough to find ways to move your body when we're living in close quarters if you do still happen to be in quarantine. So just having access to free workout programs on the internet is absolutely wild. So thank you to Caroline for even producing these. I truly had so much fun with her program. I loved having the introduction to her, seeing what her style is like, and honestly, because you all have been asking for it so much, it was a pleasure to provide this content as well. If you've been watching my channel, I think you know we're sort of past this before and after short-term transformation. However, I definitely feel like I did see some fairly decent results, but I've also been trying to eat a lot better. I've been trying to monitor what I'm actually putting into my body, how it's affecting me, how I'm reacting to the fuel I give my body, and I think that's really important to consider as well, in addition to the workouts that I'm doing. Honestly though, what's more important is that I really truly enjoyed these workouts. I felt strong. I absolutely increased my strength. I started the program not wanting to do many push-ups whatsoever, barely ever using my 8-pound dumbbells, and now I'm looking to find more. I'm looking to try and go purchase higher dumbbells because the ones I have feel too easy for me, which is so wild to say. If you're looking for a very comprehensive daily workout plan, daily workout guide, Epic 1 I think is fantastic. I would probably even recommend Epic 2, even though I haven't even tried it yet. I've heard fabulous things. If you know you love guided workouts where somebody is going to be cheering you on the entire time, you've got fun music to pump you up in the background, you've got a supportive coach alongside you, I think Caroline is wonderful. I'm so glad that I was able to try out her workouts. I hope that you enjoyed this. Sorry for the very, very long delay. Like I said, I wanted to see this through, and golly gee, we did it.